friends, it's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. Welcome back to my messy desk. I have my oatmeal here with me this morning. So again, if that's not your thing and that bothers you, this may not be the video for you because I'm on a tight schedule. I need to go to work here in a little bit, but I had a few minutes, thought I'd come down. I have a little bit more than a few minutes, but I have enough minutes that I thought we could finish this May journal. Now, I have done a little bit of work without you. So the last time we were together making this journal, I had chosen my papers, okay? And I had separated them into two piles, basically two different signatures. Okay, so here's the two signatures. I have gone through and added some stitching on some of the pages. Nothing at all like super creative. I did this honestly late last night and I just wanted to add some stitching. It's obviously easier to do it now than when you have it in the book. And I did go through and make sure my numbers were like the pages were where I wanted them. Oh my goodness gracious. Please excuse that. What just happened there? My poor iPad. Okay. Oh, it's on a pen. I see. I have it set up over here. I had to switch out my pad, you guys. I had like a little tiny pad that I've used honestly for 7 years or whatever. And it just sits up here very nicely. I mean, it's small, but that's what I do all of my video watching on, all the other stuff. Anyway, it like literally died. It just went like, burr, burr, burr. And then I was like, what's happening? And it was plugged in, but I readjusted the plug and it had no battery and it was like had gone loose, and then I plugged it back in and it just went like blah, 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 like the screen. I don't even know what happened. I was like, oh, I think it like literally died. So I brought down this little iPad I have. Anyway, so sorry for the distraction. Here we go. We have our two signatures. I have done some stitching and I've put the pages to make sure they're in the order that works for my month. This is a lot going on, you guys. Like this page right here, this is a lot going on, okay? Especially for me, but we're good. Okay, so I've done that to the two signatures. Again, I didn't hardly add anything. I added like one strip of paper to this one as a pocket. I did add one loop, just a flap of paper that I folded over here. Really not anything exciting except, I mean, I did, like I said, some stitching. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I was hoping to add a little bit more, you know, fancy stuff, but not going to happen. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I also, since we have been together, chose the cover. Now, I know we were looking at papers. This is the piece of paper I chose, and I've just folded it to be the size I want. I cut it in half to make the 6-inch. It's a 12 by 12, right? So I cut it in half in the middle, folded it up. I probably folded it up first, to be honest, so they're equal, and added a strip of paper down the middle. It's interesting. It's actually seashell paper. I don't know if you can see that. It's white seashell paper, but I liked the white. It has some white on here. I played around with some different colors and I was kind of like, eek, that's a lot going on. So I just added some basically white paper, scrapbook paper. On the inside, I've added some security envelope, some Tyvek envelope, just a strip off of an old envelope here to reinforce it, and a little bit of washi tape. So now this I did put some packaging tape here. Now this is not clear packaging tape. Let's see. This is what I would consider clear packaging tape. This I got is Easy Tear, also packaging tape, but it's got a grid to it. Do you see that? Now, this is one of my favorite tapes of all time. I love this tape. I love the texture it adds to things. It is absolutely thicker than this. I wouldn't maybe cover my whole book in this, but I actually really like this tape. So if you're looking at it and saying, oh, it looks like a little different, well, it is. Okay, all right, here we go. So I do have my two signatures. They do go in this order. And so I want to make sure that the birds go on top. If I had it to do over again, I probably would have made this my cover page. But last night I did not have the brain power to refigure out those, and I had counted them, I'm not joking, 20 times to make sure the days were where I wanted them. So, okay, let's have a bite. Oatmeal with some protein powder and a third of a banana. All right. So, you know the deal. You don't have to measure anything. You don't have to do any of this. This is just how I do it. This is how I was taught, and I like to do it the way I know. Let's just see where I screwed up today, because it's inevitable. I screwed up every single time. There's always a mistake. Not that that's screwing it up, but it's okay. We're going to be real. So I have folded and refolded this, right? And I've created this seam, this binding on it. So I have a little bit of room. Now it's not enough room. My signatures are already fatter than that, but I just don't like them when they're too big. So this is the seam, the binding we're starting with. Okay. I don't know. It's an inch. I mean, this book could easily hold 4 inches probably by the time we make this guy fat. You guys, I just want to make one journal where I just fold little pieces of paper and put them in a book. I see you guys do it. I might be up for the challenge, but I don't know when. I mean, just like thin pieces of paper, one signature, one go at it, right? That's just not how simple my life is. All right, you take your strip of paper that is the width or the length of your book. You fold it in half to get your first mark. If you want to do some sort of measuring, again, this is what I was taught, right? T at the top always. Thank you, Brooke. And then sweet Christy Biddleson sent a video. I mean, I say the same thing every single month, you guys. Okay, so you're going to take this end and fold it up to the middle. It's going to give you that mark, but that's not the mark you necessarily want. Again, you can put your holes wherever you want. I then fold the paper up to that mark and I make my mark there. Okay, that allows it to catch as much of the inside paper as possible, right? But again, it doesn't matter. And these papers are all pretty much the same size. There's just one that's not. Okay, so we're going to go like this. Okay, I am not going to measure this in terms of like a quarter of an inch in. I'm going to eyeball this. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up on the edge, something like that. And I'm going to do something like this even. Okay, so that's where my holes are going to go. And I need 6 holes. So I have my big crocodile. Now this is, again, I always have 2. This is the crocodile 2. It's listed below in my Amazon links, which, as you all know, is a sponsored thing. If you buy it, it's no extra to you. I have 2. You'll see the other one, or you might in a minute. Let's see. This one punches holes and sets eyelets. The only difference is this has a long arm, so it can get to the middle of this book. My other one cannot. All right, so we're going to move it to the hole punch that we want. It has 2 sizes right here, maybe a smaller one and a bigger one. I am going to choose the bigger one. And we are going to just like, there is just no way for me to not, I mean, I'm sure there is, and I'm sure it involves math, which I'll tell you right now, not going to happen. So we're going to do 1, 2. Okay, now you can see they're not centered. You're also going to see it's fine. It's all fine. It's a junk journal. It's fine. All right, that one's better, more evenly spaced. It's what gives the journal, character, right? 1, 2. And the third time's the charm. So those are actually pretty good. This one's a little wonky. Now I could repunch it, but I'm fearful that it will impact the integrity of that hole. And I don't want to rip this hole. Okay. So, I mean, God, I think I have enough room. Let's just do it. What could go wrong? I'm going to move it even over a little bit more. Well, I'll tell you what that will allow us to do. All right, we're going to do one more hole just for fun since we're here. Okay. Never done it before. First time for everything. You were here for it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Now, this is my second crocodile. This is from We Are Memory Keepers. Again, it's linked below. I bought it as this set that came with eyelets in it years ago. However many years ago. It's still, obviously, you can see, has eyelets in it. Now, we just have to choose what we want for here. So, as I was doing the extra hole, I had a little idea. So we'll add a charm with an eyelet this time, which we never do. So I don't know, it's May, right? So we could do some flowers. You can obviously tell what I haven't used. I've used all the silver, all the gold, all the black, most of the white. Now I have left like flowers. So we could easily put some white flowers in here. We might have to start mixing up things because I don't know if I have 6 flowers. I could have made, oh no, because I had already punched one. That light blue is fun. It's a tiny eyelet, so it would take the smaller hole, right? Okay, here's some white flowers. Let's see. Because it's May, we might as well, right? Now sometimes, oh, there you go. Okay, I also have some blues over here. So those are kind of fun. We could do some blue. I mean, again, we could switch up some colors. There is a little bit of yellow in here. So, excuse me. I don't want a triangle. Like, that's the other weird thing. Some of these are weird shaped. So, I have a sun. Here's a yellow circle. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe that's fun. Maybe we'll do like circles and then the white flowers. I don't know. This is very exciting though. I now have these extra holes that I have to work with. So, I'm curious if, I don't know if I have enough room. Okay, I think what I'd like to do is, because I don't think the green works, or does it? Does the green work? Sure. I also have pink. Is that weird? Guess which one I like. I know, something's happening, you guys. I don't know what it is. Just thank you for walking me through the journey, but I'm going to choose the pink one. Holy cow, what's happening? I'm going to put this next to me very carefully because I didn't close it, so we'll see. I'm going to put the white ones on the extra holes. These, we have the option to, like, I'm going to do something like that maybe. I'm going to put the yellow in the middle. And we could mix it up. We're not going to mix it up. That's entirely too much for me. That just pushed it. Okay. So this is the smaller one. It's obviously the hand reach. It has the hole punch here and the eyelet setter here. It just doesn't have the arm reach this way to get in here. You don't need any of this. You don't need any of this. You could, my old eyelet setter was a hammer and a tool. I also still have that tool set. It doesn't work well on this desk. This desk actually moves, and then if this moves, you move. And this is just easier. So yeah, but you don't need it. You don't need it. All you need is something sharp and all. You don't even need eyelets, but I have them. We're going to use them. So what do we want to do? I'm tempted to not put the pink at the top. It's a lot for me, you guys, not gonna lie. All right, we're going to put the yellow at the top and go ahead and set this Oh, isn't that interesting? It's too deep. It's too deep, even for this. Huh, that's fascinating. All right, well then scratch all of that. We're not going to use this one. Whoops. We'll put you back in your little home before I knock it over, right? There we go. Yep. I do like the little case and everything. I mean, I'm not... Let's see. All right, that one goes there. Whoops. And then we'll get out this one again. Okay, we're back. We're going to move this to eyelet setting then. Yeah. Okay, well, that was exciting. I will say this is much nicer. Like, you don't need a grip on this. So if anything, like if grip is an issue for you, or just strengthen your hands or something, which I know it is for a lot of us, you know, this is obviously easier. It uses the I don't even know if I got that. Let's just, oh, I did. Whew, that was close. Okay. All right, what do we want to do in the middle? We're going to do, I don't know, are we going to do blue in the middle? I guess I'm going to go back to blue in the middle. I don't like orange. I don't like yellow and pink next to each other, so we'll do the blue. We'll do the blue. I'm going to scooch it in here. It's just a little hard to see in terms of, there it goes. Okay, there's that. And then we'll put the pink on the bottom like that. Okay, so there we have the eyelets. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. All right, now we're going to take the screwed up hole. I don't know if this is going to work. See how it's already overlapping? I should probably not do the flower. I should probably not do the flower. I don't care. I don't want to get it all out again. I'm going to do the flower. We're just going to wing it. It is what it is. It's going to have to adjust. It's fine. It's fine. It's not super happy on this side, but that's okay. That's okay. And we're going to put the other one right there. Yeah, that one's much better. I actually think it's fine. Okay, there, we're done. We're done. We're done. So we have one minor mistake so far, but it's, I think, going to be perfect. Oh, now that all to say, let's keep getting out our stuff, Allison. I don't know why I'd put it away. All right, I have these clipped. Obviously, you saw the big clip. So we're going to just adjust our paper however you want it. Now, I tend to, you can drop it all to the bottom. Again, they're all very close in size. You can see if we make them all even on this end, we have some room to work up here. And I would rather have that because I don't put anything at the bottom of my journal, like fringe or anything like that. If I'm going to add fringe, it'll be on the outside or the top. So I'm okay with extra room up here. Some of these papers are just a little bit bigger, and you can see that. If you want to center them, you know, you could center them and leave some at the top and bottom. I think for this journal, we'll go ahead and squish them all to the bottom. Now, some people put this in a book. We could do that. Some people put these in a wedge to poke the holes in it, because what you don't want is this to move. But I think we'll try it. I did the all punch last month, so I think we'll try this. Now for this, I'm going to move it to the small punch, the small hole. Okay, we don't need that giant hole in this paper. All right, so I'm going to use my same little piece of marker right here. T at the top. I am going to make sure, because some of this paper is oriented, that I'm facing the right way. So we don't want to well, we could, because they should be in theory equally marked, but we don't want to mess around with that. So if you need to make sure your paper is also marked with T at the top, this would be the time. Yeah, I've definitely screwed that up also. Yep, and yep. All right, I'm gonna mark. This one's nice. I did run some stitching right down the middle of this paper just because I thought it was kind of fun. It's the middle of the book. And so I actually have a nice place to kind of know where I want these marks. So yay me. All right. Okay. And so again, you don't want it to squish around. You want all of them wedged in here as tight as possible, right? So I'm going to kind of hold them, and then I'm going to see if it doesn't want to sit right where I want it, right? Because look at all the bulk. So it's like, that's not a good place to sit flat. And I'm like, oh, but it is. And you can't talk or breathe while you're hole punching. That's just the rule, like, right? Okay. I will say it's sometimes a little bit hard to see. Like if I had it up on a shelf, like kind of next to me, like, because you want this. All right, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. And again, it's not a perfect science. It doesn't need to be a perfect science. Like, it's punching holes in paper. It's fine. I'm just going to put that one aside for a moment. I'm going to get out my second one. I'm going to add a second clip just because we want it attached at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to squish them into the middle as tight as possible. And I'm going to put them down so they're flat on this edge. Again, they're already oriented for me, so I know. I happen to know that this flap goes at the top, right? Yeah. I don't have too many papers. I was just looking. Some of them have pockets, so that has to be the bottom. It doesn't have to be. There's no rules. Just never mind. Forget that whole thing. All right. T at the top paper. What did I do? We'll use a different marker. I am using the Frixon erasable markers. You guys see me use these all the time. These are, it just says, I don't know what you'd use these for. I mean, honestly, but they're very light. I mean, it doesn't say highlighter, but it's very light. So, but they erase obviously with the eraser or with any heat source. They're kind of cool if you have younger kids. Honestly, I know I always say this. They're kind of cool because you can bring back the writing with cold. So you could write, like, as an example, like a secret letter to your kids, and then they could put it in the freezer and it could come back like a mystery, right? Or a clue if you're having like a scavenger hunt party or something. I don't know. All right. Let's see. There's one. Two. And three. Okay, now we'll put the punch away. Now we'll put it down here. Okay, so there we have our two signatures. Now all we have to do is tie them in. So let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, that's very weird. What happened to my clock? Maybe when it went, maybe when I, that's so strange. It's here, it's still running. Why is this not standing up the way it's supposed to? My goodness. Okay, whatever. Birds go first. And we just need to pick, I'm going to pick, I got out my baker's twine. This is the little binding kit that's linked below. It comes with everything you would need. You don't need the eyelet setter again and 3 threads, bone folders, needles, to sew. So that's what I have to get it out for, and a fun little pair of scissors. So again, that's all you need. Let's see here. I'm going to choose this gigantic one. And then what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's see what our choices are. We have some of that. This green's fun. That would be like the first thing we use up, I think, in May. That green's actually fun. Although I'm tempted to kind of use something to, ooh, that's bright. That's super bright. Okay, let's, I think we have enough of this. Should we try it? Sure, we have enough. So we're going to take 3 links, which is more than you need. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, exactly. Okay, I'm going to save this right here. I have not cleaned out my April used box yet. So, oh my gosh, you guys, that's exciting. We're using our stuff. Look at that. Using it up. Okay, and that gets put away there. So, here we go. Thread this neat. Okay, that's interesting. My other thing would run this clock. How do you get your clock to stay, you guys? Like it's running, but it clicks off. The screen says it's inactive, and then I got to turn it back on. That's annoying. My other pad would just stay on so I could see the clock. Interesting. All right, so the first decision we get to make is, do we want our threads on the outside or the inside? Literally 99% of the time I put them on the outside. We're gonna live a little crazy today. We're gonna do it from the inside, and all that means is you start from the inside as opposed to the outside. Wherever you start is where your tail's gonna end up. Okay, so let's start on the inside. We'll just try it. We're gonna go through the middle. I'm gonna do the first signature first. I'm gonna go through this outside hole here. Okay, and then we're gonna pull it through, and then all you wanna do is, make sure you don't lose your tail. All right. And then we're going to go through the top. We actually don't need these giant holes with the eyelets, but I just tend to like them. So you could use smaller holes. We're going to go through the top. We're going to go all the way to the bottom and through that eyelet. And then we're going to come back up the middle. And sometimes you just have to let it know what you want it to do. I don't know. It's not the mood. There it goes. All right. Now. All right. So that's what it looks like. What you want to do is have each tail on either side of this. And then I like to kind of even them out. You don't have to. So. Okay. And then, a nice square knot. Just make sure it's taut enough, right? Let's see. It's not quite tight enough. Hold on, please. Hold, please. This is actually a little bit thinner. You want to be careful if you're pulling, especially if you don't have an eyelet in there, because you don't want to rip that paper, right? All right, so there we'll do that. Now, this means they're on the inside of your book. You can cut them, or I like to leave the tails. I'll hang a little something from them in the middle of the book, okay? And then you can take your clips off. You can use big binder clips, whatever you have. Like, just, it's literally whatever you have, you guys. There's no have-to stuff you got to get. I have these from the Dollar Tree. Those, those work very well. Nice strong little clips. Okay, so whatever works. I do like the depth of these. It does, if you have papers that are different sizes, the longer clips are nice. It catches more. Like if I had a little small piece right here, but obviously that's not what we're dealing with in this. So, all right, let's do the same thing. Let's thread this and get going. I'll take a bite while we're sewing because I can't talk. All right, same thing. Start in the middle on the inside. I mean, you don't have to. Your tails could mismatch. You could put them one on the outside, one on, it doesn't matter. It's your journal, do what you want. Through that outside hole, we'll come up. Through the outside. Again, we're just making sure we're not losing this tail, okay? Down through the bottom. This is already too short, I can tell. Or this might be my, look how easily that went through. Oh, it's like butter. That's nice. All right, we're putting the needle away first because if I don't, I don't. And then it gets gone. And then Allison is sad. And I have to find it on my desk, which, as you can imagine, isn't always a thing that is easy to do. Again, either side of this middle thread, we're just going to make sure it's taut enough. Do you see how it doesn't, see how that's not taut? I mean, it looked like it was tight enough, okay? So I just pull it, and then I kind of just test it like that. You know how your grandma can test a cantaloupe or something like that? It's the same idea. It's a smidge of that or something like that in the recipe. That's how you test the little thread. You go. All right. And we have our knots. I'm going to add a fourth one because I'm feeling, you know what today is? Today is the 4th of May. So it's Star Wars Day. So may the 4th be with you. And we added an extra knot. Okay, so now we have extra threads. Now you can also see I have other threads hanging. Now some of these I will cut as we go. You know, some of them we don't need. Some of them I like. I'm not even going to cut them all off. I like kind of the stringy stuff, but they all tend to end in the same places, so sometimes it's a lot. Do you guys want to see what we did? Let's see what we've done so far. And then we're just going to let it know we're here, right? There's the there's the journal. Ooh, Nellie, she's already like a little feisty, a little feisty. All right. So, that's where we're at. Now, do we add eyelets now for ties? I think I'll add the eyelets at the end for the ties because I haven't decorated the cover. Now, the cover is not going to get much decoration this month. I don't normally decorate a lot. My April one, you know, it's just every month's different, but it already has a lot going on. So we'll probably put some sort of, this is not what we're going to put, but you know, some sort of paper and title on it. That will probably be what my journal ends up looking like. And we'll put some eyelets right here and on the back to bind it. But this is where we're at. So is that exciting? Now, what I will do up here is add a tassel. Okay, so we'll build a ribbon tassel or something fun throughout the month, which I don't normally do. I mean, I've done it some. I normally do one around Christmas for sure. October has one. I'm looking up at my other journals. Yeah, it just depends. Christmas seems to get tassels. That's funny. October definitely gets tassels because I have Halloween beads, and I had a couple others, you know, that we put some beads on. So we'll make a fun dangle or something to hang, and, you know, we'll keep adding to it, okay? But, oh, there she is. There she is. We are ready to go now. So we can now go in and add numbers and start our journaling. I'm going to go ahead and start putting stuff in the pages and slotting it, and then I'll bring you back for probably gluing numbers in and whatnot. But like I said, today is like, okay, so this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is today. This is Star Wars Day. So we're going to have to find some Star Wars stickers or something to go on this day. And I know it doesn't go with rose vellum paper, but we're going to have to make it work. Okay. So, yeah, so that's it. All right, you guys, super fun. I already love it. I already love it. The paper itself, I had a really hard time choosing like which side, to be honest. I mean, that decision is now made, but We could have flipped it and used this side as well. This one's really fun. It has embossed this is, I keep touching it because it's embossed with little glue silver. I mean, it's just lovely. This paper is gorgeous. So anyway, there's May. We're up and running. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're creating. I hope you're doing whatever brings you joy. And I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care. Bye.